My background is in automation testing, and obviously I'm learning Flow at the moment, so I wanted to see how I could make a proof of concept on integrating both, say, Selenium web tests and Microsoft Flow. I had an idea about actually sending the test results from any web-based testing through to my flows and then onto my phone, and actually providing me with what results had passed and what results had failed, and I'm looking to build upon this in the future. So this is the first kind of video that I'm looking at, as I said, a proof of concept to try and actually integrate all of these things together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start off the test, and what that test is going to do is it's going to launch the Chrome driver, maximize the window for me. Once that's done, it loads up the Flow website, clicks on sign in, it enters my username, enters my password, and then verifies that I'm on the home page. It clicks my flows, clicks new, clicks create from blank, and I'm on the web page. So that's the automation test passed. Then I get a notification on my phone, which I will put up on the side. And that's that. It was really quick, so let's have a look into how all this works. So now we're going to look at the flow that connects the Selenium tests and Microsoft Flow together to actually send the notification to our phone with the total number of tests passed or failed. So we have to have a trigger with a flow. We have a when a HTTP request is received, that is our trigger. So once we send some information from our test, i.e. how many tests have passed, that will then kick this flow off and go through a condition and then send the notification. So what this schema does is it has a test passed, test failed, and total tests. This URL is generated once you've completed your flow to allow you to actually send that data to it. And if we go down into the condition, so once it's actually received the total number of tests passed or failed, etc., it will do something. So this condition is saying the test failed is less than or equal to 0. So if none of our tests failed, we want to go into here. We want to send this notification, which is all the total number of tests have passed. So all one test have passed, for example. And if it doesn't, if test failed is actually greater than 0, then we want to come into this one and send this notification, which basically says the total number of tests failed out of the total number of tests have failed. So we then would get, for example, 1 or out of 1 test have failed. So that's how we create the flow. So then let's have a look at the code that actually sends the trigger to allow this flow to be kicked off. Okay, so we have run our tests. We have sent the test results to Flow. Flow has taken those results and sent a notification to our mobile phone about how many tests have passed or how many tests have failed. How does this work? So this is just a brief, quick view through the code. What I've done is I've split it out into multiple methods and I've commented all of the code. But what this actually does is it creates a Chrome driver. Once the Chrome driver is created and launched, we connect to the Microsoft Flow website. We pass in the username and password. There are variables at the top that you can enter your own in. Once that happens, that basically then clicks on sign in on the Flow website. It then passes your username in, clicks next, passes your password in, clicks next, and then you get a pop-up saying, would you like to remain signed in? Because every time we launch the Chrome driver, we effectively create a new profile. It doesn't have any cookies in it. So we need to make sure that we click no on that. Then what we do is we run the create new blank flow tests. What this does is it selects the menu button of my flows, because we cycle through the buttons and actually select my flow. We then wait until the new button appears on the page. We click on it. Once that's clicked, we wait for the drop-down menu to appear, the create from blank button. We then click on that. Once we click on that, we then verify that the title, the create a flow from a blank template, is actually appearing on the website. And then once that's done, we then post the flow results. Now, as this is just a proof of concept at the moment, we are just passing through 1 test has passed and 0 has failed. What that does is it creates a JSON string, and it will then pass in the results of the test passed, test failed, and then it adds both test pass and test failed together to give us the total number of tests that were actually run. As I said before, just check below this video. There'll be a link to the GitHub repo that you can pull this down and run it against it. I've only actually tested this against the United Kingdom website, so I've given some helpful hints and tips on how to change some stuff in the elements, or if you just wanted to build upon it. But this is a proof of concept at the moment, and what these videos are going to aim to do is actually create a automation suite. Probably look at the Dynamics Easy Repro automation suite as well, and see how we can integrate Flow into that as well. So all the best, see you next time.